We have created our campaign with a lot of experiments, a lot of ads, and now we want to understand how it's working, what's working and what's not working. So this will be a nightmare in the Power Editor or in the Ads Manager. Hundreds of ads, that will be hundreds of lines with countless columns of numbers to understand. It's very, very tough when you are running a lot of experiments to make a sense out of it. Luckily for you, expresso make all of these extremely simple, and you can access all these informations directly from your dashboard. So let's select one of my campaign. Here we go. The first thing that you should notice is that once you have selected a campaign, you will have this new sub-menu where you can find a lot of information about this campaign. But for the reporting purpose, you will find most of what you need directly inside your dashboard. Okay, let's have a look. Remember, here you can change the time frame that you are analyzing, and here we can see a great preview of how our campaign is doing. At any time, you can click on any metric to hide it or to display it, of course. Quick summary of who you are targeting. You can click here to see the full details. You can quickly copy this campaign. So if you want to launch a new one, maybe just changing a couple of pictures or slightly editing the targeting, instead of starting from scratch, why not copy an existing campaign and just change the few informations that you want. From here, you can also change the budget of this campaign, and let me show you this. You can quickly change the overall budget of this campaign and redistribute this budget across all the ad sets or all the active ad sets, or you can also fine-tune these and for each ad set specify a budget, a start date, and an end date. You can change how you are bidding, just change here and hit enter. You can enable or disable departing, and finally you can insert or remove tags. This is super useful because this allows you to also edit tags for campaigns that you have imported, and this will make your reporting much easier. The next thing that you will find here is optimization. You can quickly enable or disable automatic optimization, and if you have rules, you can also apply to this campaign your own optimization rules. Just click here and you will see a preview of all the optimization rules that you have created in your advertising account. You can see a quick summary of the rules of the campaigns that are running here, and you can just click here and select apply to start optimizing this campaign with your own rules. Next, a couple of very important numbers that we highlight for you: the reach, the number of unique Facebook users that saw your ads, and the frequency. The frequency is a very important number. It's the average number of times a unique user has seen your ads. So this means that the 624,000 users on average saw my ad 4 times. And this number is a bit high. I should probably change this campaign. When the frequency gets high, your campaign performances usually will go down. That's because after I've seen an ad 4, 5 times, either I've already clicked on it because it was interesting for me, or that is not appealing for me. Maybe I'm not the right guy for you, or maybe it's not the right message, it's not the right picture to attract my attention. But either way, after I've seen your ad 5 times, probably it's not working for me. So keep an eye on the frequency. Also, expresso will suggest you to refresh your campaign once the frequency gets high, but remember, check this number. Next, even if you don't want to check a lot of numbers, every day expresso will give you a simple, actionable tip to immediately optimize your campaigns with one click. For example, today expresso is telling me that users in the United States who see this picture on average are 16% more expensive than the average of this campaign. So I can just click stop it now, and expresso will immediately stop all the ads using this picture targeted to United States. Now, I'm not going to do anything here because I have enabled automatic optimization. So expresso is taking care every day of stopping underperforming ads and redistributing the budget and the bid for me. So I can take it easy and I don't have to care about this box. Next, we can see an analysis of all the split tests that we have created, and we can immediately see the best one and the worst one. For example, I can see that Brazil right now is my top country. It's costing me $1.4 per conversion. On the other side, Finland is extremely expensive. It's $3.5 per conversion. Just look at this number. This is more than 2 times more expensive than Brazil. I am wasting money, and if I keep this campaign running in Finland for a long time, I will probably spend a lot of money for users that are not converting very well. So I may want to just click here and immediately stop advertising in Finland. If you are tracking multiple conversion, this number here will be related to your main conversion, but you will still be able to see all the additional conversion pixels that you are tracking. Just click here and I can immediately see also my additional conversions. Here I can click and see another experiment. This number here tells you how impactful that experiment is on your campaign's performances. For example, location, it has a big impact because you can see the difference between the worst one and the best one is huge. So disabling the worst experiment can actually bring great results. On the other side, this number here on images is pretty low. Let's check why. Okay, so as you can see here, my best picture has a cost per conversion of $1.8, while the worst one has a cost per conversion of $2.3, which is more expensive, but still is not a huge difference as it was between Brazil and Finland. So I may want to stop that picture, but it's not as impactful. Now, here we are watching the best and the worst variation of your experiments. But of course, I am testing more pictures, I am testing more countries. So if I want to get all the data, all I have to do is click here, see full stats. And you can also access this page directly from the menu here in Ads Reporting. Let's have a look. And let me show you actually the statistics for the lifetime of this campaign. So here you can immediately see that the yellow picture has always performed better than the red and the blue one. It's getting more expensive. This is what I mean when I was talking about the frequency, but still the yellow is the best one. While the red picture used to be the second best picture, but now it has become more expensive than the blue one. Here you can select which experiment you want to analyze, and you can also group together multiple experiments. Finally, you can pick which metric you want to analyze. Expresso by default pick the metric that it thinks it's better for your campaign. In this case, cost per conversion, which is exactly what I want to analyze. Okay, so let's see how every picture is performing in every country. And I can immediately see, for example, that this picture is performing extremely poorly in Finland, while this one, they really don't like it in Canada. Below here, I can also see all the details, all the information, and if I want, I can stop any combination of experiments that I want. For example, I could stop this picture in Canada or in United Kingdom. Okay, let's go back to our dashboard. While for active experiments, you can immediately take actions and stop the ads or the ad sets that are underperforming, for other things, we are still able to provide you extremely useful information which unlikely you cannot take action upon. So, discover the audience inspector. Here you can see very important information about your audience. Facebook let us show you the age breakdown, the gender breakdown, the age gender, placement, mobile devices, placement plus mobile devices. All this information are extremely useful to understand what's working and what's not working in your audience targeting and to improve it next time. For example, here I can immediately see that users age 25-34 has a much better cost per conversion than, for example, users 18-24 years old. Here I can also pick the metric I want to analyze. By default, Expresso will pick your main goal, but you can also switch it to other conversion that you are tracking or social actions that happen in this campaign. For example, I could see how much I'm paying for post likes. The other information that everyone asks us all the time is which interest is performing better. Of course, you can run an experiment on the interests, but the big problem is usually you target a lot of interests. and this would require a pretty big budget to really test all the interests that you are targeting. So we don't have this level of detail here, but we are still able to tell you which interests are performing better and which are not. For example, here I can see that Kim Gerst, a very well-known social media guru, is a very good interest for us because it has a click-through rate of 2%, which is pretty good. Power Editor, of course, is a very good interest to target our campaigns, some of our competitors, and so on. What you are looking for are a good combination of a good click-through rate and good volume. For example, retargeting has a pretty good click-through rate, but on the other side is not very interesting because it generated only 8 clicks. Here, Facebook for Business has a very low click-through rate, which probably means that it's also pretty expensive, and a big volume, which means that I'm probably spending a lot of money targeting users who are interested in Facebook for Business. So when I'm creating my next campaign, I will probably remove Facebook for Business from my targeting, or I can do it immediately by editing the targeting of my ad sets. Okay, now that we know which interests are performing better, let's check this box. This is an aggregated graph of your relevance score. It's a pretty interesting metric to monitor. Don't get obsessed with it, because sometimes your relevance score will just be low, but as long as your cost per conversion makes sense for you, it's fine, don't worry. For example, this campaign now has a relevance score pretty low because it has been running for a long time, but still, the cost per conversion is extremely good for me, so I will let this campaign run. Here, you can see all the social actions that were performed in this campaign in the time frame you selected. Remember, Facebook ads are normal posts that get promoted, so people can like those posts, they can like your page, they can share, they can comment, and these are all important metrics to understand how your campaign is really performing. For example, this campaign also generated 1,000 likes to our Facebook page, which is not bad. But the most important element here is probably the number of comments. When you run an ad, you will probably have potential customers asking questions in the comment. You will have spammers, a lot of spammers. They will try to push their product in your comments. They will try to leverage your paid advertising to promote their Facebook page. You want to address all of these issues. You want to answer your potential customers. You want to immediately delete and ban spammers. But the problem is, when you are split testing, you are creating hundreds of different ads. And it's very tough, I would say impossible from the Power Editor to quickly find where you have comment and moderate them. In expresso, we make it super simple. Just click on comments and you will see immediately which posts received comments, when was the last comment received, and you just have to click here to go on Facebook on that specific ad and moderate all of your comments. Next, best day of the week and best hours of the day. As you can see, we don't have a lot of variety in terms of hours of the day. Our campaign is working pretty much at all the time, while in terms of days, Wednesday and Thursday seems to work much better. You see that the green is darker. So this is a useful information, and it's also pretty logic. Usually also email marketing, newsletters, etc. On Wednesday and Thursday works very well. Saturday, Sunday, Friday, people are already thinking about the weekend or they are enjoying the weekend. Monday, they just got back to work and probably they have a lot of other stuff to do. Your best ads, just go over them to see the statistics, and if you click here, you'll be able to go and see the specific ad on Facebook. And finally, an overview of all your funnel. How many people saw your ad, how many clicked on it, and how many converted on your main conversion. Here, you can also see a breakdown. So if you have a lot of conversions that you are tracking, here you can see how every conversion is performing, what's your cost per conversion, etc. This is very important and something that you want to analyze. For example, if I have a poor click-through rate, probably I want to work more on my ads to improve them, to make more appealing. On the other side, if you have a very good click-through rate, but a terrible conversion rate, That probably means that either your ads and landing pages are not aligned, so they are telling the user different stories and is not convinced, is not going to convert, or maybe your landing page is just poor. But this is important because it helps you understand where to focus your resources. Should you do more testing on your landing page? Should you improve your ads? Should you improve your audience? Okay, that's all for this overview of the dashboard. As you can see here, you will find all the information that you need to really understand what's working, what's not working, what you should do better in your next campaign, and what you can immediately optimize in this campaign. Thank you.